Hello, welcome to the Glasstire Top 5 for the week of December 24th, 2015. It is Christmas Eve. I'm Rainey Knudsen.
I'm Christina Reese.
There's no art openings happening this week. It's Christmas week. Even for people who aren't celebrating Christmas, it's an off week, right?
Yeah, well, God, I hope so.
So instead of counting down art, this week we're counting down our favorite Christmas songs for you.
Rainey and I are both very into music. It won't be a mystery to people who know us. It's our oxygen.
My number 5. This is a sentimental favorite. This was my grandmother's favorite song, Un Flambeau, Jeanette Isabella. It's a 16th century French song. In English, Bring a Torch, Jeanette Isabella. This is the a cappella, choir goober in me speaking, but I love the song. It's very, very traditional, very old, and it's just a charming song.
So my number 5 is Andy Williams. It's called Happy Holidays. You can call it He's Coming Down the Chimney Now or whatever, but he released this. So I went through a phase where I probably thought this was too square and only liked it secretly, but I've been hearing it all my life, and I finally came out on the other side of that. It's just a great sort of post-war can-do, let's put on a show kind of Christmas song. And it was written
Andy Williams is so great.
It was written by Irving Berlin and the fabulous Kay Thompson. So, of course, it has staying power. This is the kind of thing that's always on the oldies station. They start playing it in November.
Right, my number 4. The song is Silent Night, another traditional song. Picking which version I like the best of this, I have a ability to listen to the schmaltziest, fuzziest Celtic versions, Sinead O'Connor crying at midnight mass. It's such a beautiful song, and when sung in German, it's truly beautiful. But the version I'm picking is the Stevie Nicks cover from the 1987 Very Special Christmas album. Yeah. Remember those albums, those group albums in the 80s, those do-gooder albums with Keith Haring covers?
That was the first one. She was on the first one, and Run DMC's Christmas in Hollis was on that one too, which would have made my top 5. It was just almost under the door.
Andy Williams cut out Run DMC, really?
Just by a hair. Okay, so my number 4 is Joni Mitchell's River, which is not, strictly a Christmas song, although she mentions Christmas in the first line. That was the first time, and that's from 71, but when I grew up, that was the first time I realized that a Christmas song could be sort of anti-Christmas and sad, and what it meant to maybe be an adult who had some baggage around the holiday, which was a revelation to me, and I didn't ever want to get to that point where I felt that way about Christmas, although sometimes as an adult I do. But
being stuck in warm weather at Christmas is what I think of, which we are this year. My number 3 is by the Dave Matthews Band, Christmas Song. This is not the Christmas song, the chestnuts roasting on an open fire Christmas song. This is a Dave Matthews Band song from the 1993 album, Remember Two Things. It really is an explication of the life of Jesus Christ, which is going to turn some people off. I get that. But it's really about just being it's really about just the basic Christ story of redemption and being a broken person and looking for love. And it's being Dave Matthews Band, it's a beautiful, beautiful song, one of their very quiet songs, and I've just always loved it.
So my number 3 is Stevie Wonder. I kind of want to do 2 I was going to pick One Little Christmas Tree. This is all from his 1967 album, Someday at Christmas. That's a really sad little sentimental great story song. He released it after Charlie Brown Christmas came out, so I'm not sure that he wasn't inspired by that sad little Christmas tree that becomes the center of the celebration. But What Christmas Means to Me was also on that album, and that's a way that my family kicked off Christmas every year. We had a Motown Christmas album that we started listening to in the 80s, early 80s, and that's the first song we blasted every Christmas, probably on December 1st. It was like, oh my God, it's Christmas time. So those 2, I can't pick between them, but Stevie Wonder knocks it out of the park at Christmas time.
Number 2, speaking of this is a story of a dark Christmas song that finds redemption. Dolly Parton, Hard Candy Christmas from the Best Little Whorehouse in Texas. Maybe I'll dye my hair, maybe I'll blah, 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 maybe I'll just get drunk. But then it's going to be okay, because Lord, it's like a hard candy Christmas. I'll be fine and dandy. Pretty much what's not to love.
Right. So my number 2 is Fairytale of New York by the Pogues and Kirsty MacColl from 1988. It's a great It's also a story song. Immigrants come to Irish immigrants in New York. They have all this hope for their future, but it ends in the drunk tank. And that's the first line. Is it's Christmas Eve. I'm in the drunk tank, and of course Shane MacGowan. I'm sure it's partly autobiographical. Just a great new folk song, is what it is. Folk song.
Okay, and my number one, Happy Christmas, War is Over, the 1971 classic by John Lennon and Yoko Ono with the Harlem Community Choir. Did not realize that melody is based on a traditional English ballad called Skew Ball. To me, it is so moving, so integral to the notion of, again, redemption and peace. Like if the message of the season is about light in the darkness and peace and let's all get along, that's what this song is, and I love it, and I never tire of hearing it.
So the song that gets me every time, and I've been listening to it since the mid-'80s, is Dexter Gordon's Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas on its own is possibly my favorite Christmas song anyway, but Dexter Gordon, I started getting into listening to Dexter Gordon after he was in a movie in the mid-'80s called Round Midnight, which you should check out. But this is his quartet. It was on an album, a jazz album I bought, and of course Vince Guaraldi made listening to Christmas jazz okay for everyone. So in the mid-'80s I bought God Rest Ye Merry Jasmine, and this is on this. It's about a 9 or 10 minute version. It's fucking great. And there were some great tracks on that album. There was McCoy Tyner was on that album. A very, very young Wynton Marsalis was on that album. I mean, he couldn't have been more than 19 or 20 at that point. So I recommend the album if you can find it.
What are you cooking this year?
So we're having beef tenderloin tonight at Dad's, and I'll take the horseradish, and then we're going to have...
Do you make your horseradish from scratch?
No. We buy it. It's a German one. Tomorrow we're having tamales, and that's Christmas Eve. And then on Christmas Day... orange rolls that come out of the can with the cinnamon rolls with the orange goo.
Out of the can? Oh, lowbrow, but so good.
Yeah.
So good. The can
them.
Orange rolls.
Yeah, you have to undercook them and then just shove them in your mouth in the morning. So you're having beef today or tomorrow?
I'm doing dry brine beef tender tomorrow.
Nice.
And I'm resurrecting something I haven't done in quite a few years. I'm excited to resurrect the hardcore chocolate pot de creme for dessert.
Oh, nice. So that's it. Merry Christmas, everybody. Have a great holiday, and we'll be back next week.
Happy holidays! And don't go see some art. Stay at home. Watch whatever it is that you watch over the holidays.
And listen to a lot of Christmas music, because it's almost over.